Here he is, Graham on his Africa Twin. Good morning everybody, Cam Biker here. Coming out for a ride with Graham. Unfortunately, I have no MOT on my bike at the minute, but Graham, being the lovely man that he is, has lent me this for the day. Honda Monkey. Let's ride. They've actually made a bike in my size. Well, that clutch is really, isn't that really soft, isn't it? You can tell it's the Honda quality. I put it in gear then, and I had to double check. Whoa! So where's the biting point? About there, right? Okay, let's rock. Rear brake, front brake. Whee! This is hilarious already. Graham said that by the time I get to Seaways, which is where we're going for a cup of coffee, I'll have a grin from ear to ear, but sorry Graham, I've got it already. So we're off. Graham asked me if I'd like to go down the some little thin roads, little narrow off the beaten track away from cars roads, or down the quicker bit, the main road, which is this road. So you know which one I chose, obviously. I want to go quick. He was worried about me being worried, I think, about being overtaken a lot, because this is it's not the most powerful bike in the world. It's got 9 horsepower apparently, so you're not overtaking any Ferraris on it. It's got 9 horsepower and it's got 4 gears. It's not like the new monkey bike that's got 5. So let's see what it can do. Now we're in a national speed limit, which is obviously a speed limit in this country of 60 on a single lane road. It's not dual carriageway. So let's see what it'll do. Graham thinks because I'm a little bit lighter than him that it should go a bit faster with me on it than with him on it. That clutch is right at the end, very quick to come on when you're pulling in, and a long way out before you release the clutch, which with my little fingers isn't so good. He'd have to adjust it for me, but Graham is a big man, much bigger than I am, so I assume he's got bigger hands too. It does mean that I gave it a little bit of revs in when I shouldn't, and it also means that when I set off I stalled the bike immediately to the sound of Graham shouting, "You're going on YouTube!" So here we are, we're on the fast road, on the level at the minute, with the throttle pinned in 4th gear, and I'm doing 56. What's it going to do down the hill? Oh yeah, let's tuck in for max speed. 63. It turns unbelievably well. I think it's because it's so light and it's so small and it's got teeny tiny little wheels. I'm scared of hitting a pothole on it. I fear that the front end might disappear if I went down a pothole. But yeah, just so fast at turning. It's crazy how responsive it is. It weighs about half of what my bike weighs, so I'm not sure of the exact weight, but mine is, you know, about 220 kilos or something. This is, well, it starts with a 1 and it's in the lower half of the hundreds. I think it's about 120 kilos, I think Graham said. So very, very small little bike. And then obviously it's not very big generally. So it's got quite a steep rake as well. So it's just incredibly responsive. I love it. As I say, it's not got a huge amount of power. So although it's got half the weight of mine, it does only have probably a 16th of the power or something. Maybe a little bit less than a 16th. So it's not a drag racer, but that's not what these things are about, is it? These things are just about having fun. Graham did say by the time I get to Seaways I'll have a grin from ear to ear. I think by the time I get to Seaways my face will ache because my grin is already from ear to ear. This is one of my favourite little bends on this road on my bike and on this bike as well, but you don't feel at all troubled by it. It's definitely a different feeling when you're not roaring round. I was going to say not roaring around flat out. I am flat out. What are we doing? 56. If you came here expecting a review, you're not going to get one. The best you're going to get is a star rating. It's like an Amazon star rating where nobody's bothered filling in the text. And the star rating out of 5 on this is 6. This is just so much. This is what it's all about, isn't it? This is part of what it's all about, I should say. Motorcycling is many things to many people. It can be transport, it can be as simple as commuting, or it can be as big as touring. It can be doing an iron butt. I think you could probably do an iron butt on this in terms of the distance. Not so sure you get it done within the 24 hours. That might be a strain, but by heck, it's comfortable. The seat is so soft, it's lovely. I reckon you could go a long way on this. And sometimes motorcycling's about going really, really fast and exciting yourself or scaring yourself. And a lot of the time it's just about putting that whacking great smile on your face and just having a laugh and being silly. How many times do we get told we need to grow up by people who have, and look how miserable they are, and hear how happy I am on this little bike because I haven't grown up. And I refuse to ever grow up. Growing up's for wallies. 60, Graham, 60. Or 59, 59. We need to go to a steeper hill. We need a trip down to, or up to Scarborough. Staxton Hill, really steep one. I reckon I could get it to 65 down there. And now we're running out of puff because we're going slightly uphill again. Graham's acting as my defender in case there's cars that come and want to squeeze me off the road, but I'm taking the proper line anyway. I'm going to block anyone who tries to squeeze me into the curb. Though surprisingly, very little traffic out today. It's a Sunday morning and it's well, we set off about 11 o'clock and very little traffic. I've not been overtaken once yet, which is quite a surprise. Anyway, I suppose to talk about the bike a bit. I'm just having a laugh. Oh, if you've never been on one of these, just have a go at it. I might not even talk about the bike. I might make this a two-parter. I might just enjoy this ride and chuckle, and then for the ride back maybe I'll talk about the bike a bit more after I've learnt a bit. How's that? That sounds like a much more sensible idea from somebody who's far from sensible. Can you stand on it? Can you go adventure style? Not without speed wobble. Yeah, standing on this bike is probably not a good plan. It's so light that any little distribution of weight to one side or the other is really sending it wobbling. Oh, this is ace. Oh dear. Graham's going to see me now because we're coming down to Bainton and the 30 in the little corner. I remember where the indicators are because it's a Honda. So of course they are in the wrong place. Like this car that's turning right is in the wrong place. This is brilliant. I'm scared to pull out because I'm still struggling with the clutch a bit. Alrighty, let's go. Whoa, power. See if I can overtake that Lotus. Oops. Sorry, naughty. Speed sign told me off for going too fast. What a cracking little bike this is. Coming up to another hill now. This is a hill where halfway down I'm normally easing off the power and letting the bike glide into the 40-mile-an-hour zone and trying to time it so that I hit 40 by slowing down on the gears just as I get to the side. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm going to tuck in though. I'm going to see if I can get see how fast we can go. 62. Oh, I saw it then. I saw 62. Come on, come on, come on. 63. 63. 63 on the clock won't be speeding. They're all off by about 10%, aren't they? Yeah, I'll try and do that. Look, that's not bad. 40. It actually does slow down quite well on the gears. You'd expect it to be kind of just running on, but I kind of rolled off there where it felt like it would probably be the right place to do it, and it did. You got the wrong bikes. I think there's a reasonable chance now that we're going to have our first overtake with a car overtaking the bike. We saw somebody behind us who was getting up close to Graham. I get the impression that I'm slowing Graham and Graham's slowing the car, and they might be looking at a pass soon. But I've got another hill now. Oh, I thought I was going to get 64. Graham's bike hasn't got a name yet. He's been calling it the Cheeky Monkey. First, when I saw that he had it, he sent me a message on Signal just showing me a picture of the bike. He said, my birthday present to myself. I thought, you lucky person. And I said, you've got to call it the Cheeky Monkey. Or because it's yellow, the Flying Banana. I'm not sure what name he's going with yet. I did also suggest Clyde for any which way but loose and any which way you can. Technically not a monkey, of course, I know that. But right turn, Clyde. Oh, we're running out of puff. Come on, come on, little mate, come on. I think he should go with something like Kong. Something entirely inappropriate would be most appropriate, I think. What shall I call this video? The Adventures of Kong, or the ramblings of somebody who's really enjoying themselves far too much on a Sunday morning. Probably won't fit on the thumbnail, but you know. This is superb. It's strange, there's nothing it's not doing really. I mean, it's obviously it's not piling along at 100 miles an hour, but the only thing where it comes across as being anything different to anything else I've ridden is when you try to take off. It just doesn't quite have that bit of power to get you going, which makes you have to plan a little bit more for pulling out of T-junctions and whatnot, because it doesn't fly away Oh, am I in gear? Nope. See what I mean? Certainly doesn't fly away if you've knocked it out of gear. But yeah, that's the only thing that really is any different. That and the fact that, you know, it's crazy how good your kit steers. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I will be suggesting to Graham that we go the other way back because I'll get to ride it for longer. It's not got many miles on it. I mean, it's really nice of Graham to let me have a play on it. It's only done 378 miles. He bought it, I think, with 275 on it. So he's already put 100 miles on it. Which, you know, on a bigger bike would be a day out. Maybe half a day out. But on something that like this, that you're just pootling about locally, that's quite a few rides he's already had, I think. At no point does it feel small. Now I'm talking about it again now, rather than leaving that for the second video, aren't I? I'm not very good at this, you know. I've been doing this motor vlogging for quite some time, and I've never really become any good at it. But it's fun. Back to that thing of just, you know, enjoying it. Might not be the best, but I enjoy it. I am really looking forward to seeing Graham's video about this. I wonder what I look like on this. I probably fit. I'm not very big myself. So. This is the. There's not many bikes that I can sit on and flat foot. This is the ideal size for me. Coming to the last stretch now. This is the road that goes all the way to Seaways. There's a few more bends in it, and then there's a long straight, and it's all uphill. I think that's the bit where where maybe people will overtake, though. Actually, maybe I'm just too slow and they've decided to go around because I can't see anybody anymore. I think I'm gonna have a good chance of doing this entire ride without anybody overtaking me. Haha! Monkey bike goodness. Been seeing all the websites where people are customising these things. It's quite a following to them. I've seen monkey bikes, and I think they call them MSXs, Honda Groms in America. And there's another one as well that Graham likes. I think Graham's potentially going to have one of each by the by the end of 2025. But quite amazing what you see people do with them. I reckon somebody will have stuck a 600 in one at some point, but you see them done up as cafe racers, as cruisers. I've even seen a little micro superbike version of a Honda Monkey. And I get it. I really get it. I thought I would. I've never ridden one of these things before, never ridden any of the little mini bikes, but I thought when I saw them, when I had to sit on them in a showroom just for a bit of a chuckle and for someone to take a photo and have that joke about me having a bike that actually fits, I thought I would get it if I had a go on one. You never know until you try it, do you? But I get it. I love this little thing. I would definitely have one. I don't think I can have it as a second bike. If I get a second bike, it's going to have to be one that Mrs. C can go on, and that really isn't an option on this. But as a third bike, if I win the lottery, I'd have to do it first, really. Anyway, what can I say? We're at Seaways. I'm going to go and get Graham a nice cup of coffee and thank him for this ride on this bike. Thank you very much, Graham. This is awesome. Whip across there in front of him, I can do that. Yes, power! Thank you so much. This little thing is brilliant. Love it, love it, love it.
to ride this.
It's rubbish. I love it.
Hilarious. You see, the thing is, you fit it better than me as well. So
I can't get the steering lock on. Oh, there you go. There it is, the little bike I've been on. Oh, a cup of coffee and then I get to have another go. It's brilliant. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Catch you in the next one. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Love it. It's brilliant.